I'm sorry about that. I don't know what the YouTube was doing. It was doing crazy things. So Rodolfo Bellato basically beat Iho Portieria and then went to a draw with Jimmy Crude. Hmm, that worries me. I mean, he knocked out Iho Portieria. But man, going to a draw with Jimmy Crude is not a good look for him. But nonetheless, that's basically what happened. And then obviously we know Paul Craig is a veteran in the UFC. He has been fighting some of the best fighters who, after losing to him, have eventually went on to become champions, which is sad for him because he is good enough to actually, I don't know, beat like potential champions, but still for some reason has never actually fought for a belt, as far as I know at least, in the UFC. So it's honestly kind of sad, but yeah, I guess it is what it is. So what do you call him? I feel like Rodolfo Bellato has decent volume on the feet. I think he's going to be throwing a lot more, probably twice as much as Paul Craig. And on as far as defense, I feel like Bellato is terrible, but obviously maybe it's partially because he throws maybe twice or three times as much as Paul Craig. So obviously, if you attempt that many times to land a strike, one is going to land on you, right? So as far as optically, I don't know who to give the technical striking advantage to, but I don't know, man. I also don't trust Rodolfo Bellato's cardio. Um, my subscribers went with Paul Craig. I went with Rodolfo Bellato, despite the fact that I've been criticizing him this whole entire stream. But yeah, I'm honestly worried about this particular pick because both of them are not particularly that great, to be honest. I just feel like Bellato is a little bit younger, has a bit of momentum, is on some type of a win streak. He's undefeated in the UFC, even though he's had two fights, and one out of those two fights basically has had one draw. So obviously, I'm not going to sit here and tell you um, Bellato is like a demolisher or whatever the case is. He's not particularly that great, to be honest. Um, I genuinely don't know how this fight is going to go because both of them could potentially win, to be honest. So I don't blame anyone who goes for Paul Craig. I don't blame anyone who goes for Rodolfo Bellato. But as far, let me continue and finish up the breakdown. So as far as the breakdown goes, on the feet, I feel like Bellato will probably have a bit more power. Yeah, Bellato has a little bit more power than Paul Craig. And volume wise, I feel like both of them, I mean, Bellato throws probably three times more than Paul Craig, which is going to be an advantage, but at the same time, he gets hit too much. But maybe that's because he throws just as much as, um, or rather, just twice or three times as much as Paul Craig. And even though Paul Craig's defense is not that bad, it's always terrible if you get hit a lot more than you throw, and which is Paul Craig's position at this particular point in time. Even though Paul Craig has decent striking defense, he still gets hit a lot more than he throws, which is not particularly good. And as far as the grappling goes, I don't know if it'll ever even get to the ground. Largely because I feel like Rodolfo Bellato has good takedown defense, and Paul Craig has horrible takedown entries. So, in all honesty, I just feel like both of them are not great, but everything is pointing to Bellato. He's younger, has absorbed less damage. He throws a lot more volume, a little bit of power. Paul Craig might be defensively better, but he throws less than he, but again, gets hit. Like he gets hit more than he throws, basically. So when you take into consideration all those elements on the feet, I feel like Bellato is going to be better on the ground. I don't think the fight will go to the ground unless horrible fight IQ plays a factor. Like Vito Petrino trying, allowing himself to be guillotined by Anthony Smith. So unless fight IQ ruins everything, I feel like Rodolfo Bellato should actually win this one. Um, yeah, my subscribers went with Paul Craig. I don't blame them. I'm going with Rodolfo Bellato. I don't think the fight will ever hit the ground. I think, what do you call him? Bellato has decent takedown defense, so I genuinely don't think the fight will ever get to the ground, especially with Paul Craig's sloppy entries as far as takedowns. Anyway, let me go to the next fight. I'm going to the next fight. If you want to rewatch this whole stream, you can join me on that particular stream. Yeah, and if you want to watch all the breakdowns that I've done for every single card, go to the live section of the channel. Until then, deuces.